Hello again. Welcome back to Richard's Rounds for another round of rounds. And I'm going to start you off today with a brand new one. Something that I saw on Twitter this week. A colleague of mine was teaching it, and I thought, I know, David Lawrence, I'm going to pinch that from you. So thank you very much for that. After that, we will move on to the drinking round, which we started last week. In fact, we've done it a fair few times in all different rehearsals, actually, haven't we? But not everybody has done it, actually. So we will return to that in a minute and just check we know all the notes and just have a bit of fun with it, to be honest. So the first round that I've got that's a new one, as I mentioned, it's called I've Got Music in My Soul Today. And it goes like this. I've got music in my soul today, makes me feel so good, I've got to say, sing and everything will be okay. I've got music in my soul today, makes me feel so good, I've got to say, sing and everything will be okay. Dead easy. So the words, I'm just going to say them for you first of all. So I'd like to say them back for me. I've got music in my soul today. Well done. A bit louder maybe so I can hear you. Makes me feel so good, I've got to say. Sing and everything will be okay. Excellent. Well done. We'll do that one more time. I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good, I've got to say. Sing and everything will be okay. Excellent. Right, let me sing you a line and then you can sing it me back. So, I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good, I've got to say. Sing and everything will be okay. You've got that nice octave leap in there actually, which is really good. So we'll just do that one more time just to check we've got it. So my turn, your turn. I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good, I've got to say. Sing and everything will be okay. Let's put that together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good. I've got to say, sing and everything will be okay. Okay, and what actually we can do at the end of the last line, sing and everything will be okay, we can add a little and in, which links it back to verse 1. Sing and everything will be okay, and I've got music in my soul today, and so on. Be interesting when we get to the end, because we can't really end on an and. So I think we'll just, when we get to the very end, sing and everything will be okay. We'll just finish on okay. So I think, let's do it in 3 parts if we can. So if there's anyone else in your house, go and get them to join in. Be good to have them singing along. You can sing in parts with me. There's 3 lines, as you know. So each of those lines fits together with any of the others. So feel free to join in. Start when I get to line 2, whatever you want to do, really. Just enjoy it. And I think altogether, we will do the whole thing 3 times. So, here we go. I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good. I've got to say, sing and everything will be okay. And I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good. I've got to say, sing and everything will be okay. And I've got music in my soul today. Makes me feel so good. I've got to say, sing and everything will be okay. Great. Well, that's a bit of fun, isn't it? And I think that might well be a bit of an earworm. So sorry if it is. Much like the next one, actually. So the drinking round, the drinking song, which I know we've done a few times in choir. But there are a few tricky bits in this, aren't there? So let's just sing the first part, which goes like this. Friends, now let us drink together. Here we are, birds of a feather. And remember, when we rehearse this in all of our rehearsals, actually, we talk about phrasing off. So instead of, friends, now let us drink together. Here we are, birds of a feather. The last note actually isn't really that important. So we can phrase that off and make the very last note in the phrase a bit less important. So we end up with this. Friends, now let us drink together. Here we are, birds of a feather. So you're actually leaning on the syllable just before the last one in the phrase. Let's try that. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Friends, now let us drink together. Here we are, birds of a feather. So that's the one tricky bit. The other tricky bit that comes up a bit later on is when we get to a glass within which still we find our pleasure. And again, with pleasure and measure, when we get there, in the same way, we lean off the last syllable. But it's the quick bit that's tricky, isn't it? Glass within which still we find our pleasure. Have a go at saying that. Did you get it right? You need your teeth in for this, don't you? How about just splitting this up? So glass, still, pleasure. Say that. Glass, still, pleasure. Okay, and now glass, in, still, find, pleasure. Say that. Glass, in, still, find, pleasure. Right, those are the important bits. The other bits aren't that important, and they will just fall into place if you think of those other words that are slightly more important, or syllables. Glass within which still we find our pleasure. They fall on the beat, you see. So that will make it easier if we can just think of it in that way. So, glass within which still we find our pleasure. Your turn. Then we've got, and hope and beauty beyond measure. Ready, and go. And hope and beauty beyond measure. I would say those two bits are the trickiest bits in the whole piece, actually. And at the end, I've just realised there's another bit that's a bit tricky. We always forget this. The rests in the last little bit, on the last line or two, when we've got, oh, what on earth could be so fine? Vivat, 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 and live it up. You've actually got some silences there, and I think in some rehearsals we've had some people singing in those rests. So should we go from, oh, what on earth could be so fine? Vivat. Let's just go from there. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, what on earth could be so fine? Vivat. 1, 2. Vivat. 1, 2. Vivat. 1. And live it up. So you have two beat rests, and then one beat rest. And I think then you'll just be fine. So, shall we have a go at the whole thing? We'll sing it together once through, and then we'll maybe do it again, and you can come in maybe a bit later than me if you fancy it. Ready? Here we go. Friends, now let us drink together. Here we are, birds of a feather. The lovely wine, it is so fine. So bottoms up, down every glass within which still we find our pleasure. And hope and beauty beyond measure. So raise the cup and live it up. So raise the cup and live it up. And live it up. Are you so bashful you cannot repent? Are you so bashful you cannot repent? Then drink, then drink, then drink, you stupid ass, drink and repent. Hooray for love and for the wine. Oh, what on earth could be so fine? Vivat, 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 and live it up. Last time. If you can remember where the second part comes in, then please do, and just enjoy it. Get yourself a glass of wine. Maybe it's a bit early. Here we go, 2, 3, 4. Friends, now let us drink together. Here we are, birds of a feather. The lovely wine, it is so fine. So bottoms up, down every glass within which still we find and a pleasure, and hope and beauty beyond measure. So raise the cup and live it up. So raise the cup and live it up, and live it up. Are you so bashful you cannot repent? Are you so bashful you cannot repent? Then drink, then drink, then drink, you stupid ass, drink and repent. Hooray for love and for the wine. Oh, what on earth could be so fine? Vivat, 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 and live it up. Okay, not bad going at all. Well, that was a bit of fun this morning, wasn't it? We've had our new round that we did and our drinking song, which is kind of like an old favourite, really. And I have to tell you, this is the last time you will hear my piano out of tune. I have a tuner coming today. I'm going to hop into the garden while he tunes the piano. Keep a very good social distancing, of course. But it really does need doing. As you can hear, these notes are not good. So next time you hear me, it will sound beautiful. I'm not sure about the pianist, but we can at least sort one thing out and not the other, maybe. But anyway, have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.